Are you looking to take your personal finances to the next level? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not, with your host, Joseph Sangle.
Well, welcome to the Monday Money Tip Podcast, brought to you by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. My name is Joseph Sangle, and I am fired up to be with you on this bright Monday morning, or whatever day you choose to listen to the podcast. And we're on episode number
86.
Can you believe that? That's the voice of
wild.
Megan Hibbard, my fabulous co-host of the
Hello.
Monday Money Tip
Thank you.
Podcast. And it is nearing the end of February. Springtime is right around the corner, or it may have already arrived, depending on where you live. Are you doing okay? You fired up on this Monday?
Fired up.
Monday.
Yeah. You can't believe it's in February. When did that happen?
Yeah. And so you're getting ready to celebrate your boy's first birthday.
I know. I might cry.
Yep.
But it's wild. It's been the best year ever, though.
Yeah?
Yeah.
The best year ever. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
It's been an awesome year.
So new, young, first-time parents saying it's the best year ever get fired up.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Tell everybody what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, so today we're talking about how to pay cash for next Christmas or maybe a vacation or anything like that that you're saving for. We want to talk about how to pay cash for it. So our question today is, we need your help. We're pretty good at budgeting, but it seems like right when we have started to make progress, an unexpected expense blows up our budget, like a car repair. Oh, thank you.
Sound effects provided
Or
by me.
insurance bill that is due every 6 months. Can you help us figure out how to prevent these issues from messing with our financial progress?
It's a great question.
Yeah.
And the answer is, heck yes. We can help you with your problem. And this will be awesome. That was straight out of Napoleon Dynamite. I can't help it. But, we are excited about this month's feature resource. This month's featured resource is I Was Broke, Now I'm Not study. And when you purchase the group study kit this month, you'll receive instant access to the 6 video teaching lessons for free. They're on demand. If you've already purchased the study kit, you can purchase instant access to the 6 video lessons for a nominal fee. Visit iwbnin.com/online to learn more. Super excited to be able to provide that this month. If you've always wanted to be a part of the group, can't get a group organized, or if you want to go through it as a self-study because you're really private with your it's very personal finances, check it out at iwbnin.com/online. And now we get to go to one of my favorite sections of the podcast. You know what that is. Let's go.
Now it's time to get caught up with our current money events.
This portion of the podcast is sponsored by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. Take your finances to the next level by utilizing our financial tools and calculators. Visit iwbnin.com and click on Tools. Budget templates, debt freedom date calculators, retirement calculators, investment calculators. They're all right there at your fingertips, and they're all free.
Yes. And, today's current money event section, woo! I'm so fired up. Is a right now relevant moment, the number 200. You excited about that number?
Well, I know what it means.
200
but
is a
yes.
big number for me.
Yeah.
What is that number about then, if you think you know? We haven't talked about this portion of the podcast.
Well, I read ahead.
Oh, you read ahead?
So, as any good co-host would do in planning the podcast.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. But it would be 200, the number of months you have budgeted.
The number of consecutive
Yeah.
months Jen and I have prepared a budget. 200 months.
Yep.
I'm going to take a drink from my Yeti, as you do too. She has a Starling or Robin Egg Blue.
I like it.
Here, we're going to clink it. There we go. And I have a camo Yeti. Pike Place decaf is in my mug. I don't know what's in yours.
It's a Honduras coffee from
Ooh,
Aldi.
From Aldi.
It's delicious.
Excellent. I love it. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And she got a deal at Aldi. Not Aldi's, Aldi. No, it's 200 consecutive months of budgeting ever since July of 2003 when Jen and I sat down and prepared our very first budget. It's a big number. And so for this current event segment, I thought I'd share 200 things I've learned. Actually, we won't have time for that, but I'm going to share 4 or 5. The first thing I learned about preparing a budget and doing a budget and living by a budget to the best of our ability for 200 months is, number one, it won't always be right. It just won't be. But it'll always be better than having no plan at all. That's what I've learned. It won't always be right. A lot of people don't have a budget because they just say, it won't be right. I don't know how much I'm going to spend exactly on gas. So it doesn't mean you shouldn't have a budget. Put a number in there.
Take a guess, yeah.
Be conservative, and then it'll be forced savings. It won't always be right, but it'll always be better than having no plan at all. Second thing I learned is that it has allowed us to be consistently generous. Without preparing a plan each month, there's no way we would have been able to live as generously as we've been able to. And so I love that fact. It allows us to be generous to our church, to others, to those that are in need. We have a line item in our budget called intentionally bless others. It's so much fun and gives us great joy. The third thing I've learned is it provides a monthly communication moment. It's kind of what I call a trip point, a moment that causes Jen and I to talk. It's this rhythm of budgeting helps us regularly talk about our right now stuff, the right now relevant stuff, our current money events in our life, but it also ensures our PhDs, the plans, hopes, and dreams, don't get out of sight.
I like that.
And that's really smart.
Yeah.
PhDs,
yeah.
Really smart. And then the fourth thing I've learned is I am so thankful for my bride, Jen, the ultimate saver. Her special bent towards saving money has most assuredly prevented us from diving into the financial ditch. Now, notice I did not say driving. I didn't say veering or accidentally falling into, from diving, because I'm a spender. I would head first dive into the financial ditch. Man, I'm so grateful for Jen Sangle and her saving-itis. It's an illness. And the fifth thing I wanted to say is, man, that was fast. Or, whoa, man, that was fast. It is amazing how fast 200 months went. If you're my age or older, 45, you know, man, time goes really fast. And if you've been budgeting for several years already, great. You know exactly what I'm talking about, and I'm sure you're experiencing similar benefits. If you're resolving right now to start your 200-month streak, awesome. We can't wait to hear your success story very soon as you begin to experience your own progress up the I was broke, now I'm not ladder to live a fully funded life. So I thought I'd share that, celebrate. Yay for 200,
Yay.
On to 300, get fired up. And that's it for today's current money events section.
Yeah. And if you guys have been budgeting too, let us know how many months you're
Yeah,
at.
we want to hear what your streak is.
Yeah.
Get fired up.
All right. So our success story today comes from Cody. And Cody said, our biggest win has been trading in an unneeded SUV for the smaller, more affordable car, eliminating one car payment. The other win would be we have finally put the rubber to the road in regards to behaving and following our budget that we designed. Liberating yet challenging. Thank you, Cody.
Yeah. Now Megan read that so nicely, but she didn't emphasize it like I think Cody wanted it emphasized with a couple of words that he capitalized.
I'm
He
sorry,
said,
Cody.
we're following our budget that we designed. And that's exciting because what he's really emphasizing is that they're together on the same page. And that is awesome. It's liberating, but challenging. That's right. And so it's a great win. You got rid of an unneeded SUV, went to the smaller gas sipper instead of the gas sucking car. And that's super important because while you eliminated the car payment, you also probably eliminated a lot of gas expense, higher insurance, usually lower taxes if you have to pay taxes on your car wherever you live, Cody. But thank you so much for sharing the success story, and cheers to your success with your finances. Get fired up.
Awesome. All right. So now to our featured question, the moment you've all been waiting for. So we need help. We're pretty good at budgeting, but it seems like right when we have started to make progress, an unexpected expense blows up our budget. No sound effects? There you go. Things like a car repair or insurance bill that is due every 6 months. Can you help us figure out how to prevent these issues from messing with our financial progress?
Yes, we can. Heck yes, we can help you. First, let me say this is a fantastic question. This was exactly our biggest problem when we started budgeting each and every month, when we started our 200-month streak.
Yeah.
We would make some progress, and then some big giant expense, maybe two of them, would show up and just completely nuke our budget. And it was horrible. And so I learned how to deal with it, and I'm telling you, it was like finding the magic ingredient, like finding the ingredient to make Red Lobster's Cheddar Bay biscuits. It's like finding the ingredient to make, chicken strips exactly like Popeye's chicken makes theirs. It's like the secret 11 spices and herbs for Kentucky Fried Chicken. I mean, it was just like finding the magic pill. It was unbelievable. And so let me tell you how we did it. It's first, number one, you have to identify all of your known, that's a key word, upcoming, that's a key word, but not monthly, that's a key word, expenses. Known, upcoming, non-monthly expenses. We call them K-U-E expenses, known upcoming expenses. You got to identify these because you know they're coming. If you stop and think right now, you know there are some expenses coming your way. They're known. They are upcoming. They're not here yet, and they're not monthly.
Yeah, and it may take some time to identify all of these, and there are definitely ones that we often forget and they get overlooked, but we're going to give you a list of some common ones so maybe you won't miss them. So here we go. Annual property taxes, semi-annual or quarterly insurance premiums, annual gym membership fee, vacation, special days like birthdays or anniversaries, Christmas, back to school expenses, car maintenance and repairs, and the car replacement fund.
Yep. And if you're single and preparing to propose, it could be that diamond fund.
The ring fund.
It could be that honeymoon fund, whatever it might be. If you look ahead in the next year or two, you see some different expenses coming your way. And those ones that Megan just listed are fantastic. You know, property taxes, insurance premiums, gym membership fees that you pay annually, vacations, special days, Christmas, all those things, car repairs, car replacement. All of those you need to document and write them down. When we say identify them, we mean you write them down. If you don't write them down, you're going to surely forget them.
Right.
Okay, that's your first step. The second step is to assign an annual cost to each KUE, your known upcoming expense. What is the annual cost? It is important to understand what we mean by annual cost. We mean how much per year you're planning to save for that item. And that matters for things that are not exactly going to happen this year. They may be 2 or 3 years out, like a car replacement fund. So, for example, if you pay your auto insurance on a quarterly basis, like I do, then you want to add up all 4 quarterly payments. Let's say it's $1,200 a year, and you pay $300 a quarter. Well, then that $1,200 a year is what you would put into this calculation. That is your annual cost of that queue. If you're saving up for a new or newer car that you want to purchase in 4 years, and your goal is to save $12,000 over the course of those 4 years, then the annual amount is around $3,000.
Yeah.
Okay? So the third thing you need to do is add up the total annual queue cost.
Yep. So okay, let's say in this example, it adds up to $8,000. So maybe Christmas is $1,500, car replacement is $3,000, auto insurance $1,200, special days, I like that, $500, car repairs $750, and vacation $1,050. That all would add up to $8,000.
That's right. And so think about that. That's probably similar to your life. You're driving down the road and you see Christmas coming in the horizon. You probably see some special days of vacation. You see an auto insurance premium, and you know the car's going to break. You don't know what's going to break. You may have a few hints as to what's going to break.
Starting to clink a little bit.
Certain sounds have been happening. But here's the deal. You know it's $8,000. Now, why is it important to know the annual cost? Because it allows us to take the next extraordinary step, and this is the magic step that prevents this from blowing up your budget, and that is to make those queues an every paycheck expense. In other words, you need to divide your total annual queue cost, so the $8,000, by the number of paychecks you receive each year. So if you get paid weekly, that'd be 52 paychecks. If you get paid every 2 weeks, that would be 26 paychecks. If you get paid twice a month, you know, that 15th and last day of the month, or 1st and the 15th, then it's 24. And if you get paid monthly, it's 12 times a year. If you are paid kind of every now and then because you have irregular income, you want to make it a monthly expense, okay? So divide it by 12. So let's say $8,000 divided by 12. Let's do that math. What is that math? $8,000 divided by 12 is somewhere around 600, gets you to 800 away, and then it's kind of like 66. So 666, not 67.
Should have picked easier numbers.
Should have picked a number that wasn't 666, is what I tell you. If it's monthly, we definitely need to do this one twice per month. It's 333.33. Yikes! This is what happens when you do math on air, folks. It's awesome. But anyhow, you're going to make them an every paycheck expense. Now, the good news is you do not have to do the math yourself. You do not have to do the math in the air like I just did. We have a free calculator that is located at iwasbrokenimnot.com/tools, which was the sponsor of today's Current Money Events section. Isn't that exciting?
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
The planning.
And so you can pull up that Q calculator. It's also called the monthly escrow account or the known upcoming expenses calculator. You type in all these things that you're saving for. So remember the steps here. We're going to identify them all. So when we say write them down, you can just type them in. When you assign the annual cost to it, you can just type it in. When it adds up, well, it adds it up for you. When you say divide it by the number of times you're paid per year, it does it automatically. And that is awesome.
It is awesome.
I have deemed it as so. It is awesome. Okay? And it fires me up. That's why we created this calculator. I actually created it from my own personal finances. Most of these tools are available because I was creating them because I needed them. And then I said, hey, wait, somebody else might need these. And so once you've calculated it, you must do this next step. This is crucial. Do not avoid this step. Megan, share with us what the step is.
All right. Step number 5 is automate the savings. So you want to establish an online bank account at one of our favorite online banks like Ally, Marcus, Discover Bank, American Express. And we have those listed on our website. I'll include a link in the show notes. But if you just can't wait, you can go to iwbnin.com/banking. And with all of these online banks, you can create a named sub-account for each item you're saving for. And then you can establish an automatic transfer from your bill paying account to each of the named sub-accounts. So, for example, let's say you create an account called Christmas Savings because it's never too early to start saving for Christmas. Happens the same time, December 25th.
Yes.
So the goal for this would be $1,500 a year, and the person is paid every other week. So $1,500 divided by 26 paychecks, you would be saving $57.69 per paycheck. And then you can set up the automatic transfer that moves $57.69 every paycheck to the online bank sub-account named Christmas Savings.
Yeah, and I love this because it makes it bite-sized. You know, how do you eat an elephant?
One
bite at a time. I'm sure that's a song. But anyhow, $57.69 per paycheck is way more easy to manage than trying to come up with $1,500 over the course of a month or two as you get into October, November.
Yep.
And you know what I find ends up happening when people have not saved for Christmas? They start paying for Christmas with the credit card, and they spend way more than their number they planned on.
Yep.
And so then they put themselves in the hole. But automating these savings with named sub-accounts in your bank account are so powerful and helpful. You know, when I log into my account, I can see in there emergency fund, Christmas, property taxes, vacation, opportunities fund, things like that. And we save for them every single time we get compensated. I encourage you to check those out, all the different banks we mentioned. And we like these banks because they offer interest equivalent to a 30-month CD. They pay that interest without any fees. They don't have any minimum balance other than $1. You can all put $1 in there. And they're FDIC insured. And the money transfers in and out quite easily. We've been fans of these for more than 10 years. You know, get over the fact that it's an online bank. Everything else is online. This is regulated just as heavily as any local bricks and mortar bank.
Yep.
And it gets it out of your bill pay account.
Yeah.
This is essential. If you don't get the money out of your bill pay account and you're a spender like me, that money is endangered species.
Yeah.
It just is.
Yeah.
And so I strongly encourage you, automate the savings. Now, a couple of key points we wanted to share with you. This step is best implemented once you have achieved rung number 2 of the I was broke, now I'm not ladder. So now, what does that mean? After you've written down your plans, hopes, and dreams, and you've achieved 1 month's worth of expenses in your emergency fund. You know, people are fearful of automatic withdrawals only when they do not have sufficient savings and margin.
That's good.
People freak out
Yeah.
about setting up stuff with automatic payments. And when they do that, I know they have no savings. Because if you have $5,000 sitting in savings, you don't care about an automatic payment. I mean, you just don't care. But when you have $5, or you hope you have $5, well, then, you know,
Got
it's
problems.
a problem.
Yeah.
And then another key point is to automate it, like for real. Like for real, you should automate it. This automation thing, it allows you to take decisions that you know are right, that you know are good. You may not be excited about it, but let me tell you, when you automate it and vacation shows up in the summer, in fact, I just paid for the last summer vacation for the summer. It hit my bank account today as I recorded the podcast. And it sure is awesome to know the money was there.
Yeah.
You know, it was automatic. I'd set it up to bill me. I did a VRBO, like a home away type thing.
Yeah.
We're renting a house down at the beach for spring break.
Ooh, that's
It's
fun.
actually not a summer vacation. It's a spring break vacation is what I just realized. And but our spring break is so late. It's basically summer in South anyhow. But I will say it is extraordinary because we've been saving for that. And then when the bill showed up, it just took the money away we had saved. And it gives us this great joy of knowing when we show up, there is no bill anymore. It's already paid for and we can enjoy it. The enjoyment factor
Yeah.
goes up a factor of 7,000 billion trillion
Yeah.
when you know you've paid for it before you leave and no debt's chasing you home. Speak to that.
Yeah, I actually, we asked a question on Facebook a little while ago about what people were saving for. And a lot of people said vacations. They want to take their kids to Disney or they want to go on a paid for vacation. And I love that people are saying like, I am saving for this. I want to go on a paid for vacation. Like that people are getting it and they're understanding the value of that and like the freedom that can come when they go on that vacation and they come home and the bill's not sitting there waiting for them.
Wonderful.
Or you don't have to think about it when you're on vacation. You can actually go on vacation and sit on the beach, which is what I like to do, and relax and feel the freedom to not, have that financial anxiety of, oh no, am I going to be able to pay for this? Like, we probably shouldn't do that, or we probably shouldn't, know exactly what you're spending. So I think that's so cool.
People love vacation. So a lot of people will finance it because they're like, hey, at least it's fun.
Yeah.
But let me tell you when it's really not fun. That's when it's something really practical and basic like insurance or property taxes and you don't have the money for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it is really horrible to be financing that, putting that on a credit card that you cannot pay off or having to scrounge up money for it, sell something that you really wanted to keep. And so I encourage you, make sure that you automate this stuff and you will be so glad you did. The last tip that we want to share is, can you use your tax refund or a bonus to fund your Qs? Absolutely. One of the things I found is if you're just getting started on saving for your Qs, this can give you a real fast boost towards having the first couple of them funded. But if you use the method we're describing today, what it will actually do, it will allow your next tax refund and bonus to truly function as surplus bonus money. And that, my friends, is really awesome.
Yeah.
And so we have a quote verse for today, and it's from Proverbs 21:5. If you've ever heard me speak anywhere, you've heard me use this verse. I love this verse so much. It's so true. It says, the plans of the diligent lead to profit, as surely as haste leads to poverty. Do you hear that? If you have a plan and you're diligent to follow the plan, it will lead to profit, money left over, surplus, abundance, excess, as surely as haste leads to poverty, which means nothing and lack. So your planning for your Qs, your known upcoming non-monthly expenses, and your diligence in enacting, having the savings account and then having automatic transfers to that online bank account will enable you to experience profit, that overflowing life, that fully funded life, which is what we're here to help every single listener accomplish. We're fired up.
Awesome. Okay, for our next episode, we're going to be doing something we do once each year. So Joe will be revealing his current investments. So this episode is always well received because, frankly, a lot of people want to know what you're investing in. So because of that, you're going to be fired up.
Yep.
And it's going to be a great time. So maybe you can give us a little teaser as to what you're going to be talking about.
I'm going to be talking about different stocks I've purchased over the past year, maybe some stocks that I sold. I'm going to talk about some real estate transactions. I'm going to be talking about the mix of investments I have, real estate versus stock market versus precious metals versus other type of investments, small business. And I'm also going to give my prognostications of what's going to happen in the world of investing over the next year. And I could be 100% wrong, and that's the joy of it. At least I put it out there.
Yeah.
And you'll be the first ones to hear it if you're listening to the podcast next Monday.
Awesome.
Well, listen, if you like today's episode, please help us get this podcast to other people who could benefit. You can do this by quickly rating our podcast and leaving a review. A great one, hopefully. These ratings and reviews will help us in making our podcast better for our listeners. Plus, all the different podcast platforms will promote it if more people like it. If you have implemented one of our tips, share your success stories with us by emailing it to us at info@iwbnin.com or sharing it on any of our social media platforms on Facebook and Instagram. And as we leave today, I encourage you, take your step today to automate your savings for your known upcoming expenses. When you do so, when you couple that with your budget, you will eliminate almost all of the strongest challenges towards sticking to your budget, and you will be able to be on your way to having a fully funded journey. You'll never regret it. Get fired up. See you next Monday.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode of the Monday Money Tip Podcast, presented by I Was Broke, Now I'm Not. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review and subscribe. And for more great content and to stay up to date, visit iwbnin.com. We'll catch you next time.